Well, here it is, guys. The new arena system in all its glory. Can you tell how excited I am? I actually was really excited when Kabam announced these changes, but unfortunately, upon arrival, things kind of crashed and burned, and the too long didn't watch version of this video is that, unfortunately, players who don't already have an extensive 6-star roster, they're kind of getting screwed here, and they're not going to be able to earn as many rewards as they were once able to. However, some good news, some silver lining to that. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the experience for too long, at least. Kabam, before these arenas even went live, Kabam opened up this feedback thread asking for feedback about the new arena structure. And they seem to understand that, yeah, there could be some potential issues, and they want to hear those issues. And although kind of the main purpose of me making this video is to try to voice your guys' concerns, I can never actually replace your guys' voice. So if you are having issues with this new arena, the best thing you can do is put that feedback in this thread. Even if someone else has already said the same thing that you want to say it anyway, man. Let Kabam know so that they can fix it. But with that out of the way, let's get into all the changes. And even though I do want to focus mostly on the issues and how to potentially resolve them, I do want to start out by talking about just what has changed overall for the people who, maybe they stepped away from the game a little bit. They don't even understand what the arena changed, didn't even know. And we'll also kind of quickly go over some of the positive things about the new system before getting into the main issues here. So first off, what has actually changed? Well, there used to be 5 arenas, and now they've been consolidated down to 3 arenas. The rewards haven't been taken out, they've just kind of been squished together, and now we have the Summoner Trials arena, and then a basic arena and a featured arena. This Leitai, I think that's how you say that, arena, don't pay any attention to this. This is just a special temporary arena for the side quest for the month. But Summoner Trials, and then a basic and a featured arena. Notice how I didn't say like 4-star basic or 5-star feature or anything like that. That's because the star levels, all of the star levels, well, at least 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, and 6-star, they are all represented in each of these arenas. The 3-star and 4-star can be gotten through milestones now. And then when it comes to the ranked rewards, the top 100 players will get the 6-star version of the champion. This is the basic arena, so that's why Falcon here is blue. He's only going to give you +1 sig level, which is all you need. If you don't have the champion, that means you're getting the champion. But if you already have the champ, you're only going to get +1 sig. The Warbound titles, they're still here in both the arenas, by the way. For the very few people that actually go for those titles, good luck to you. But then, so after the top 100 players who get 6-star champions, the next 400 players get the 5-star version of the champion, along with some 6-star shards. In fact, the 6-star shards in the ranked rewards, they've been bumped up kind of across the board. And even if you're not able to go for the top prizes, if you are more of a dedicated grinder and you can, get in the top 5% or top 10% rewards, there's a lot of potential here for 6-star shards. Because keep in mind, there's 2 arenas always being ran, and then the arenas are run twice a week, so 4 arenas per week. So whatever bracket you think you can land in, if you're able to do that in like both arenas, like, man, that's actually a huge potential for 6-star shards. And just overall, a lot more people are walking away with the champions. Let's think about the old system. The old system, 300 people got the 5-star version of the champion. Today, when combining the 6-star and 5-star versions of the champions, it's now 1,000 people getting those prizes, getting some kind of champion from the arena, whether it's a 5 or 6-star. Of course, people would love to get the 6-star, but hey, at least there is that 5-star, which I think the scores for the 5-stars are going to go down overall. My guess is in the bottom left corner there. They're really just guesses until we get a handle on what these arenas are going to be. But in any case, that's basically the new system. So we got again, the Summoner Trials here, and then these 2 arenas. Now in the featured and basic arena here, this is where the issues start to come in. in these arenas, you can use 4, 5, and 6-star champions. And you're going to, first off, run into death matches more frequently if you're trying to use your 4-star champs that, maybe they're not max rank. Of course, if they're max rank, you could still use them. But if you're running some lower champs that maybe you were trying to use to get, like the milestones in the 4-star basic arena where they don't have to be maxed out, unfortunately, those are now going to trigger death matches. So yeah, that's a big issue. Not to mention, of course, 4-star champions don't give anywhere near the amount of points. So taking a look at the milestones, man, you have to put up a pretty high score just to get some decent milestones. Like to get, 1.5 million points, which is the total number of points for the 4-star basic arena, you're only going to get 25 units, which is pretty rough. It's done this way for a reason. It's done this way because, for people who have 6-star champions, if you were given, 135 units, which is what you would get out of the basic arena, if you were given those same number of units for 1.5 million points, dude, like you would just be able to gain a ridiculously high number of units compared to the old arena. So Kabam, they didn't want to buff the arena for those players, but they kind of inadvertently nerfed the arena for others when they went with this system. So I think that's how we got to where we are today. But ultimately, yeah, these scores are just going to be too high if you don't already have 6-star champions to get these milestones. If we take a look at the Summoner Trials arena, this arena is actually the only arena that will be available to you before hitting Uncollected, which some would say is an issue. I'd say it's a slight issue. I think there could be a compromise where, since we have 3 arenas, maybe you could unlock the basic arena after taking down Maestro in Act 4, and then once you become Uncollected, you unlock the final arena here, something like that. So maybe we can get a compromise going. But to be honest, I don't think the arenas are what players, like new players to the game, should be focusing on. It's not as interesting. It's interesting to players who, they've already explored the game somewhat, and now they're like, oh, okay, I want to keep playing the story quest, but how do I get more units and things like that? And that's what makes the arena interesting. But if players are pushed too much into the arenas, if they're given a bunch of arenas to grind, that could halt their progression. So I actually agree with the change to only provide one arena to grind in before advancing a little bit in the story quest, especially with Kabam trying to speed up that advancement in the story quest. But, however, this arena has its issues too. So this arena, you're able to use 1-star through 4-star champions. And if we take a look at, once again, like the 1.5 million milestone that people would be able to get in the 4-star basic arena, this milestone rate here will only give 112 units in total, like the first 16 milestones in this arena, compared to if you were putting up 1.5 million in the 4-star basic, again, that'd be 135 units. So even if we're looking at this arena and trying to compare it to the previous most efficient arena, the 4-star basic, it just doesn't match up. The ranked rewards here are pretty good for newer players, at least. There's a lot of 4-star shards up for grabs, even from some of like the lower milestones here, man. When I was first starting out in the game, dude, I would have killed for some of these amounts of 4-star shards. That's really all you need. I like, there is, some people did bring up the concern of not being able to grind for a basic champion when you're new to the game. But to be honest, man, I couldn't even grind for a champion for months and months and months when I first started this game. And again, I think it's actually good that players are more incentivized just to explore other content and unlock the arenas. But it is a concern, and once again, if that is a concern to you, voice that one on the forums. But all right, so that's essentially the two major issues, though, is that you're going to run into death matches, and it just takes much longer if you don't already have an extensive 6-star roster. So how many 6-star champions would you actually need in order to, make these new arenas good? Well, if you were someone who grinded every single milestone, then you now need about 84 6-star champions. And if you run your 6-stars twice a day, having 84 of them in total, you'd be able to knock out all of the milestones in these two arenas. And essentially at that point, it would just be a positive change for you. Because, I mean, something I didn't even talk about, but, there's also Grandmaster Crystal Shards here that replace the PHCs. And I think there's about 10,000 shards in total. And with the addition of scooping up, more 4-star champions and stuff like that, even if you're kind of beyond the point where Grandmaster crystals are going to be like essential to your progression, they're still going to provide a lot more ISO compared to the other arenas. So yeah, like if you have a lot of 6-star champs, this is a great way to increase your ISO. Like it for those players who have the 6-star rosters, it just seems like the change is fine. But again, a lot of players who use the arena as their main way to progress in this game, or one of their main ways to progress in this game, a lot of the players in the arenas, they don't spend much money. Like this is the free-to-play way to play the game, right? You either spend money on crystals or you spend time in the arena, and you can do both. But for the players who are mostly just spending time in order to progress, you're not gonna have as many 6-stars. It's just the way the game works. So it's kind of a you're kind of getting beaten down twice by this new arena system, which is unfortunate. Again, I think it will change, and that is the hope with giving Kabam this feedback. But that's kind of the issue here. Now, if you don't grind for all the milestones in the arena today, then you don't need 84 6-star champions in order for the new arena system to be acceptable to you. For example, I don't grind for all the milestones in the previous arena system, or I didn't. I did occasionally, but it was pretty rare. And yeah, I would probably be fine in this new system with, I don't know, maybe like 30 or 40 6-star champs or something like that. But the more that you want to get out of these arenas, the more 6-star champs you're going to need compared to the previous, where 30 6-star champions was totally fine, and you would still be able to get all the milestones. Another issue is that it kind of, we're kind of stripping away some of the usefulness of those lower star level champs. This is a minor issue in the grand scheme of things, but I actually thought it was kind of cool that there was always a purpose for obtaining 2-star and 3-star champs and ranking them up. You were able to generate points and get some milestones in those specific arenas. Maybe, Kabam is kind of shifting that, I suppose, into some of these challenge modes like the Karina's challenges and stuff, but it's not exactly the same. There was something satisfying about it from an arena grinding aspect that is now lost, because you're just going to want to use 4-star champions in the Summoner Trials, and then basically just want to use 6-star champions in the new basic and featured arenas. At least from a milestone grinding perspective. If you're grinding for a top champion, then yeah, I mean, use anything you have, claw your way to those high cutoffs. Run your 5-stars, run your 4-stars if you can, all that stuff. But yeah, there's virtually no use for 2- and 3-star champs. Again, minor issue, but something worth noting here. So before we get into the potential fixes, once again, the rewards overall across the board have been increased. However, the way that players can get to these rewards has become a miserable experience, essentially. So let's see if we can figure out a way to fix the miserable experience without pulling out the updated rewards and the updated structure. Because I actually just, man, it's just so much cleaner having a basic and a featured arena here, and just like trying to figure out which one to go for, especially in a case like this where there's actually 2 good champions in the arenas. I think it's really interesting. So let's see if we can fix the pain points here, which I'll tell you guys right now, it's not that easy. So these are just some ideas that were shared with me during the stream, and They're not going to be perfect, but if you have any other ideas on how to fix them, pop that in the comments, or once again in the feedback thread itself. But okay, so the first issue is we got to get rid of death matches. How are you going to expect to run 4-star champions up against 6-star champs and stuff, and you know, before you're at that point where you have like maxed out 4-star champs, especially, it's just not going to be possible. So got to get rid of death matches. It's something that Kabam had talked about in the past anyway, and I think now more than ever it has to be done. So if you enter the arena with like a rank 3 4-star champ that would give you a death match, you should really just be paired up with a similar level champion. So like another rank 3 4-star, something like that. Another suggestion was to, instead of allowing 6-star champions to be ran in the basic arena, is just to limit that to 5-star champions in this arena, but then, you know, lower the points required to get these milestones to account for that. So maybe instead of a 16.5 million final cutoff, maybe make the final cutoff like 5 or 6 million or something like that. And this way you'd still you'd get more rewards each time you ran your 4 stars. You'd still want to run 5 stars in the arena if you're able to. Whatever the highest star level of champion you're able to run, you're going to want to run that champ. But of course, 5-star champions are nowhere near as difficult to get. And just by reducing the max level that you're going to fight in the arena, that just makes the overall experience easier. I guess it doesn't matter as much if death matches are removed, but even if death matches weren't removed, this would greatly help that situation overall. So yeah, it probably is for the best to take 6-star champs out of this arena. I really hope that if they do that, I really hope that they still keep the ability to grind for 6-star champions, though, man. I really don't want to see that go away. Like, I think it adds so much to the game. So hopefully they can do that. Another idea that was shared with me was that someone said, why not just turn some of the rewards into objectives? So pull some of the rewards from the milestones, and kind of similar to how we have the Karina's challenges, where the game is telling you to play certain quests with like 3-star champs. Well, if there was just a different objective tab that every 3 days in the arena you had some new objectives pop up, and they would say, win X number of fights with a 3-star champ, win X number of fights with a 4-star champ, then it would still be harder to get like the final milestones without having like 6 stars and stuff like that, but it would kind of offset the rewards and shift that more towards the champions that are a little bit easier to get, while not hurting the players who do have the higher level champs already. So you'd be able to do something like that. The issue with this, the only issue that I could really think of, is that nobody really wants to be checking the objective tab when grinding the arena, so it would kind of have to be streamlined a little bit. Maybe it would have to be like an entirely new system that incentivized the use of these lower star level champs, which, I mean, the more in-depth the change, the longer it's going to take to implement. So that might not be the best, just because it might be a little bit cumbersome to the game, but it is an idea at least. And you might be thinking, well, I mean, why not just shift the rewards so that they're easier to get? Like just kind of front load the milestone rewards here, so that players who don't have the rosters, they're just able to get a bunch of the units up front here. But again, that just kind of buffs the rewards that players with these 6-star rosters get. So it still leaves this really large imbalance in what players are able to obtain. It still gives like way more of an advantage to players who have the 6-star champions. They wouldn't need to put in nearly as much time as the other players. And like, in my opinion, there should always be an advantage for having these higher level champions. It's not really about the advantage as to why it should be. It's more of it gives you something to look forward to as you advance in the game and as you progress your roster. You look forward to getting these higher level champions, because you're going to be able to use them to generate better rewards for yourself. So you should always be getting better rewards for having the higher level champions. But if you front load the units in these rewards too much, then that advantage, it's like just too extreme, I would say. So it would, I definitely do agree with making, like shifting the rewards around and making them easier to get rather than, not getting hardly any units until you put in some serious time with your 6 stars in here. This is bad, but the way it has to be shifted around, they have to do it very carefully in order to, not really, push that imbalance. And that's kind of all I got about these new arenas. It's still day one. It's not even a full 24 hours of these arenas existing. So these are just kind of my initial thoughts. And like I said, trying to, voice your guys' concerns. But once again, man, pop those concerns yourself. Don't let me be your voice. Be your own voice. Pop your concerns in the forum thread here. And hopefully Kabam straightens things out. And, over the next few days until we hear an answer from Kabam of what they're going to do, we can continue to talk about it and think of potential solutions. I'll tell you guys right now, like during this stream that happened earlier, there was a lot of talk about potential solutions, and unfortunately a lot of those potential solutions also brought different issues where it just seemed like one kind of player was always getting screwed over in some type of way. So if you have a suggestion, dude, I'm all ears, but just don't take it personal if I say like, it doesn't really work because then this group of players get screwed or this group of players get screwed, So toss out the suggestions, but yeah, let's just keep an open conversation going about it. But I think that'll do it for this video. So if Kabam can straighten these issues out, the increased rewards and just overall structure, I think will be good. But the question is, can they figure out these issues and how fast will it take them to implement the changes? Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.